So 2 years ago, I grafted on an Anna apple scion onto my Hosui pear, and it took. This year is flowering. Come check it out. This right here is my Anna apple scion piece grafted on above, and this is the Hosui pear down below. It's the same branch, but different fruit. And as we get closer, look at the white flowers that's formed that will hopefully turn into fruit. This is why I love grafting. But I ain't stopping here. Today we're gonna make some more. This is my Texas blue giant fig. It's about 4 years old, and I've had it in the ground for about 3. I'm gonna use this branch here because it's lower to the base of the tree. I mean, I could technically take this one off if I wanted to, but I want that one to keep growing. This one, on the other hand, is growing at a funky, curvy, bring down toward the ground, and I don't like it. So I'm gonna cut this scion piece off right here. I'm gonna leave a little nub at the end because I don't want to get it too close to the main lateral branch going up north. This is the scion piece I took from the Texas blue giant. I'm gonna clean up all around the barky area. I want to use it to graft onto my brown turkey fig. As I'm looking at this right here, I know that this is a mature piece of wood. All the green stuff coming from the bark is what I want to take off. Whether it's a leaf, whether it's a fruit, whether it's another small branch like this, I'm cutting it right off. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this top piece on. I leave the leaves on purpose because of photosynthesis. All right, because in time, I don't want the stem to dry out. I want the scion piece to be at least pencil thickness or more. All right, so this one's okay. I'm gonna cut it in half right here. One thing, and what I'm gonna do to ensure that I know what's the bottom piece, I'm gonna cut it at an angle. I cut it at an angle to remind me which is the top piece. So this is the top piece right here. I use my grafting tape that I get from Amazon fairly cheap. From the middle portion of my scion, about right here, is where I'm gonna start my grafting tape. I gotta cut off this little nub here first. Kind of want it as flush as possible against the wood. I want nothing protruding from the wood that's gonna puncture my grafting tape. This is very important. This is my grafting tape, and I'm starting at the middle. Starting at the middle. Once you get the first initial wrap and you cinch it tight on your scion piece, I can just keep twisting. Just keep twisting it on up. Raveling around the scion until you get to the top. When I get to the top, this is what I do. I gently do the best that I could to cover any leaves that are above. And it won't look pretty, but what I'm doing is basically I bent the leaves down. I didn't break them. They're still alive and still providing photosynthesis and energy to this scion piece, and I'm going right back down with it to the middle part, and I'm just going to cut it right off. This is the scion piece that I'm working with. Everything from this point going up is covered up with grafting tape, and it's pretty tightly wound on it. If this wood gets exposed in time, it's going to dry out and it will die. So you want to keep it protected as best as possible, just like this. This is the second piece. We do the same thing really quick. Going to the top, going to the top of it, and I'm using the grafting tape nice and slow to cover all the exposed cambium and woody tissue on this scion. And the same thing for this one. So both of them now are pretty secured, and both of them have protection at the top piece. But now what we're gonna do is work on the bottom piece of this one and get the cuts of the V to expose the cambium layer. So this is the branch I'm working with on the brown turkey. So I just snipped it, and I'm just gonna throw it off to the side for now. And I cut away, exposing the cambium layer as I'm chipping away at the piece, at the bottom part of it. Let me do the other side of it. Just be very careful because it's a curvy piece. Also exposing the cambium layer, which is the life of the branch, which is the light green bark that you see on the outer edge running on both sides. Line those pieces up with the graft point. So this is the best I think I could do with this piece right here before getting any thinner on this side. This is the piece that's gonna go first into the graft point. So if you could imagine, it's gonna go down at least to about this point right here. Gotta be very careful going down. And I like to wiggle back and forth. Wiggle back and forth going down where I can control my cut. And I wiggle it back and forth. We're going to continue going until I hit that point, about right there. See the cut that I made down the middle, right here? That's where this scion piece is going to slide through. Cambium-to-cambium contact is what you're looking for. So the outside ring of this wood, do the best you can to get it on the outside ring of this side, of this portion here. All right, so what we're doing, we're gonna line it up. I want this piece to grow out this way instead of growing in this way. So I'm gonna slide it in to see how it fits. And when I squeeze it like this, and I don't see no gaps in between here because it will dry up. So now, start base. We're gonna take right this first. Get started. We're gonna go higher. Be careful of this. You ensure that this whole piece, you ensure this piece is covered. And that it's tight. Once you get tight, you sit it down. So keep, once you get it nice tight, going around, push it down, together, on piece. Wait. Keeping it tight, wrapping it around until you get to that middle portion of the scion where you stopped at, right? Once I get here, I go back down with it. I go back down with it because I want to ensure that I'm keeping it nice and tight still, cinching it, but I'm also ensuring that nothing is being exposed. I'm keeping everything tightly wrapped in this grafting tape. Now I'm back at the bottom, right? So now at this point, I could cut it off, right? So just like that apple graft that I did on my pear tree, and it took, in time, this portion right here will fuse together, the cambium-to-cambium contact, and it'll fuse. All right, everybody, together. Just like that, we have another graft in progress. We'll give it a couple weeks and let's see if there's any noticeable difference in this graft point right here. Grow it, clone it, multiply it. I love it.